Okay, we're getting back on this fxr motor. So we decided to take the junk carburetor off, the S&S G, and stick on a real carburetor, McKinney 45, because we want to go fast. So this is the same size as my ports all the way through in there, big. So now we're trying to figure out how we're going to make this adapt to Harley adapters here. So that's what we're working on. So this air cleaner adapter here, McKinney, should do the trick. Forget how to do that?
Oh yeah.
This O-ring right here is your mounting system. There, that's your mounting system. You like that? And this goes on here like that. Somehow. Where's that hole pattern didn't line up before? So you gotta figure out which hole pattern you're gonna use. I recommend the one that lines up. That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. That's no good. That one's no good. We're running out of hole patterns here. How about, yeah, that one almost works. That one might work, maybe, barely. Let me try something different. Nope. I think that was the only one that was close. Where's the instruction sheet at? Did you read the instructions on your bracket?
No.
This wasn't for this bike. There we go. I found the one that works.
Boom.
The best. That's the best one we're going to get. Now where's the Vortec adapter thing that goes in here that you're missing? For the high flow. Do you have one of those?
Isn't that isn't that what we ordered?
No, there's a tapered bundle piece here that goes in here. It's a Venturi. None of it. It's velocity stackables in here. Harley has it inside their old air cleaners. You don't have one of those?
I don't.
Why not?
I didn't know about that.
My Beal has one. How come you don't have one?
Yeah, I don't even know.
It gives you more airflow. That's why these bolts are tall too, in case you know.
What's that look like?
Looks like the S&S. Just like that. No velocity stack. You only get in this piece right here though. Then you put any air cleaner on you want. Or we can put that onto there.
No, I thought that's what we were doing.
Okay. Don't have to worry about it. Okay, it goes on there. It almost lines up. You have to move the carburetor forward. That's why it's all rubber over there. So you got the manifold loose so I can move it around to whatever I need. You want this on there too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is the one that didn't work, remember? It kind of works.
I think it goes between. Does it go between?
Well, if you put it on the outside, it'll work. If you want to go on the inside, no. These your bolts?
Yep.
It goes in where you want to put it. There's your washers. That's all they give you for a washer?
That's all is in the kit.
That's all they got for seal?
No, they gotta have it's a rubber.
Look at the high flow. What are you going to do with this? For a twin cam.
That's the one. Proper application.
See, this is for a twin cam. See how the no breather? This is for an Evo, half the motor size. See how much bigger the breather is? The whole size different. Twin cams suck. All they do is pressurize themselves and don't work. Okay, we got a washer to do something with. What do you want the washer to be for? I'm thinking the washer goes on this side.
I'm thinking that's the case.
So I'm thinking it goes like that because that gives you the most support.
I think it has a rubber grommet.
No, there's nothing on this one. It goes like that. That's not how you want it though, because you didn't like that part being in the front. Remember that? You didn't like that part.
I think it goes the other way around, but are those universal on either?
The others doesn't have any support this way. Either run like this. See how now it centers it? That's how it's supposed to go.
Huh.
You can put it on backwards if you want, but it's not really supported very good that way. But it'll work.
I think it has a.
See the bolt's real flexible. It doesn't center up at all. Like that, see it centers pretty good.
Well, that's not going to seal.
You get all powder coat against powder coat against powder coat. There's like 3 layers of powder coat here. Huh? How can that possibly not seal?
I think it takes an O-ring.
There is no O-ring.
I get that. I get there's not one there now, but
There's no provision for an O-ring. There's no provision for anything. Okay, so we figure out what kind of spacer we're looking for right now, because everything right now is all the way in on the carburetor part. So basically we need a spacer about that big. You got one? Roughly around 300 thousandths. Yeah, 300 thou would work. You got 300 thousandths thick spacer, ½ inch.
what about,
No.
how's that backing plate going?
Well, here's some washers. Maybe that's what it's supposed to seal with. Where'd those come from?
The kit.
Well, you didn't open that up yet though. You're hiding that from me under the air cleaner.
Fair enough.
It almost cut. Think maybe I need to sharpen my knife again?
Yes. It's due for sharpening.
I used it 3 times. It should still be sharp. Oh, that's right. It's American made. Ain't with the shit. They got a bunch of washers. These are plastic nylon things. Clear. Those are fancy. See, I can stack a whole bunch of them someplace. How many of those you want to use?
All 4. One on either side of the
Well, you
breather.
want on this side of the breather here too?
Yeah, that'll work.
No, it won't. Doesn't fit on that side.
Do the other
There it
ones
goes.
have a larger?
Oh, I forced it on there, it did.
Hmm.
Right. And looks like we're going to help a customer.
We'll be right back.
Got their own washers.
Bam.
So this is the S&S breather conversion kit here for your year. So these fancy black bolts don't work very well in here. They kind of hit. So these fancy bolts here that S&S uses go here, and then you have a screw that goes on the outside, which holds it in. And then we can use your breather over here. that. And the problem with this is we have, how many threads do we have?
3.5.
Not very many. So that's a problem. How much distance do we have here? Remember, we only needed 300,000, 100 something. We had this before. That was on the other setup we had, but. So we can cut 1/8 of an inch off of this pretty easily. And then some bolt things that we need. Now you want this to fit on here also, like this, and not be backwards like this. That was your other option you wanted. Should at least put the sealing washers in there, minimum. I wonder how so much room over here. Flashlight. If you don't tighten it very much, that would work without modifying it. See, that goes in there like that. Okay, so see our gap over here?
Mm-hmm.
Got a big gap in there. That is about 230 on that side, and probably about the same over there. Hard to tell on this side, it's way back there. There we go. Line the carburetor up. Now, this hose coming down here you don't like? For what reason?
I'd rather have it exit the rear, but I'm not finicky.
Not really even seeing it too much. I guess you see a little from the front view. And let's see what clearance is to the other parts. Okay, we got plenty of clearance to all this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got kind of a mix and match of components here. So, actually, we can shorten this up a little bit, the spacer in here, because S&S's have real thin ones, thick. So we need to make these thinner, so we got more. That moves everything in a little bit, and then this will, everything else here will slide out a little bit on this side, because we got the carb jammed already in the manifold right now. So it can come out a little bit, but I'd rather keep it in as far as I can for sealing.
How thick is the spacer?
What
Or do we need to run one
spacer for what?
between the carburetor and the S&S backing plate?
In here?
Yeah.
Yeah, right now you're about 230 thousandths. So we shorten these up a little bit, we'll move everything.
Is it got a spacer between the two?
There isn't one now, no.
Okay, perfect. Even better.
Right now, if you pull the carburetor in there, it'll pull all the way against the carburetor.
Oh, I got
pull
you.
it out of the manifold over there.
Okay.
I'd rather have it in the manifold. Plus, whenever we move this in, you gain leg room.
Perfect. Okay, I got you.
So basically, that's where you're at on the mix and match components. Now this has some spacers and some sealing washers that we need to use, mainly the sealing washer part. This fancy stuff here is not going to help us. We're not using that kind of parts. So we're going to have to use the S&S conversion because using the SNS air converter. And then once we get the carburetor clearance on the back side, that tube that you took out, then the carburetor will come over here where it belongs, and then we can figure out where we need to be. For now, we need to shorten these up, this bracket here. And if you want us the other direction, we're going to have to bend the tube back so we can flip it around, which means then move forward, get off the carburetor.
I'd rather do that.
So that has to be bent a little bit too, which will do your favorite thing. So see how thick this is?
Yep.
That's what you need to make it work correctly. It doesn't have to be quite that thin, but you get an idea how thin it is. It's pretty thin.
It's going right up to that tube then, essentially.
Yeah, it's basically.
So we should straighten the tube, then shave it down.
It doesn't matter which way you do it. You just need to get done. I'm looking for some other pieces here, but I'm not seeing the other adapter pieces. Everybody's been robbing all my small parts because I'm the only one that has anything in town. See any more breather bolts. Luckily I got a whole kit here, so I can just measure. So basic is 400 thousandths tall. So we'll have to cut it down to 400 from what you got, and we have to bend it to fit. I'm not sure how much we're going to need on that either. So we got to work on the manifold a little bit too on the back side for clearance. So all this stuff needs to be worked on. Now the one thing we're going to happen if we start cutting on this too much is, see, we only have a shoulder on this edge.
So we can only cut off one side.
So we can only cut this side off. Otherwise we cut our shoulder off. Now if we cut our shoulder off, we're going to lose our centering point. But the problem is, you're going to put it in backwards, we're not having a center point anyway.
So let's put it in, forget cosmetics with having a tube in the back, let's just put it in the front.
Well, you can do it that way, it's going to center off the thread area in here. It's straight off, just instead of being on a shoulder like it's supposed to be, it's going to be coming off your thread so it can float around a little bit. It's not really going to bolt around or slip around too much.
All right.
So you can put it on backwards, but we're going to take everything off we can do. We can cut off this surface here
and get a better, more thread bite.
We can pretty much go all the way in because the hose doesn't have to clear anything.
Right.
See, we have that much gap no matter what.
Perfect.
So we can cut this right up to this edge, right up until we hit it.
All right.
That'll gain us a little bit, and that'll give us. That gives us halfway of what we got available to move the carburetor out. So the carburetor's going to have to take up the slack the rest of the way out. Alright, so I'm going to go cut this down. We'll be back. Okay, so we're hitting on the carburetor right now. Probably about 100 thou worth. See, I move it out to where it's straight. We're about 100 thou away. And then the carburetor's going to come out about 150 thou when we put the air cleaner on because we don't have the right stuff. So we need to get this thing bent close to a ½ inch to really have any room. So I'm going to put this in the vise, in the press, and we're going to eliminate some of this bend that they got in there, if not all of it. If it breaks off, then we'll have to use another one. We'll find out how good this material is made. What part of China was it made in?
That I don't know.
Was made in China though, wasn't it?
I don't know. You never know.
You never know. It might have been made in the USA.
No. Yeah.
It was made in Mexico. There you go. Okay, how you gonna bend that down?
Well, I had a different thought, but
Oh, you got a thought?
well, we're going your way.
Was it any good?
I think my thought was pretty damn good.
Oh, that's good.
I wasn't asked though.
I have a thought too.
Do you?
I need my body hammer. Body hammer. We're gonna do some body work. If you use a piece of wood, it protects the paint a little bit. Well, it's already preformed. Look at that. It's already pre-broken too. Look at that. It's gonna break all the way when I'm done with it. Okay, get a little extra pressure on that. This is gonna break right off. Now, don't hit your fingers; it'll hurt.
Yeah. Right about now,
Right about now, what? How far do we move it?
that's pretty good. Almost straight up and down.
I think we need to move it about to there. Okay, it's almost flat now. Is that how you were going to do it?
Not exactly.
Oh, it's got a special offset to it now.
It's perfectly offset and just the right amount.
Okay, I'm thinking I might do it the same thing again. What do you think? Should I duplicate it?
Yeah, you can definitely do that way. That's a way of doing it.
That is a way of doing it. It worked too, amazingly. Okay, so I'm glad you agreed with that.
Sure.
Not that I really was going to listen to you.
No, you weren't going to listen to me anyway. But I feel inclined to now tell you.
I offered though.
You know, I'm gonna make my recommendation.
Okay, now the problem right now here is this is in the way.
Yeah. I have a solution for that.
You do?
I did. If one were to
Does it resemble
put a
that?
piece of steel across both at the same time and press in the middle, we'd have a different result.
How would you press in the middle? How would you press in the middle? You'd have to hold it twice. You have to have two presses.
No, I would just put
Put a bar across it.
Bar across it. Exactly.
You hit
That's
it
what I
right
was
here,
thinking.
and
Correct.
it'll go-
Correct.
Then it'll go like this.
Perhaps.
I pretty well guarantee it. But it would. You could bend one at a time, but it would force the other one to twist and weave. This way you don't do that. You just go like this and just hit it. I think we gotta be careful about bending this too far down on this side, but yeah, well, it's your part. It doesn't really matter.
I like that. And you've done this once or twice before, and I've never done it.
I've bent stuff before. I haven't.
You've bent your things once or twice before.
I haven't exactly bent one of these before, but it's you know, it's not like it's hard to do this stuff. Now, see how you adjust it there until it looks about the same. And we have a set gauge. See, look at that.
Ooh, look at that. Ooh.
It appears that we have a little bit of gap on that one side now. See, now I can use this because see now it's on there. I might have went too far that time. No, I went too far. Jeez, I got overzealous. Like I bent it back.
Perfect. Look at that.
Now it's perfect. So.
Mm.
It's my set gauge, my gauge block.
Definitely.
This is a gauge block.
Precision bending.
With my body hammer. Okay, now, did it close up on us any?
I doubt it.
Or did
You
it
could always
spread out?
check it.
You want to check and see if it fits now?
Sure.
Okay. Look at it, clears. Yeah, we don't have as much clearance as we thought we were going to have. That's going to be pretty damn close. It'll almost be touching the time you're done. Now we need to figure out the washer situation too at some point, but we're going to let that slide for now. Let's see. It appears that it's pretty straight. off just a little bit someplace. You just didn't like your head. There we go. Not sure what it is. Appears to be under a little bit of a loaded condition. Do you like how I loaded it?
Yeah. There we go.
Appears to be going a little easier now.
There we go. Just
I had to load it.
like
so
butter.
It moved in about 50 thou or so, or 30 thou. Okay, now we can fine tune it from here. You know, you fine tune it.
The tuning instrument.
That'll equalize it a little bit. Okay, so there. That part's done. You get your hose in the back. And you didn't want the ding dong in there anymore, you said. I heard.
Yeah, ding dong less.
Ding dong less. Okay, now we're going to make this fit here though.
And we're gonna clearance the back
So
side.
evidently there's some protrusions here you didn't like. You didn't like this thing. The breather tube is hitting this. And then I don't like these sticking up for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, let's get rid of them.
I'm thinking those need to go bye-bye too. But you definitely got to make this go away. And you can either leave that open like you want, or you can plug it up with some JB weld.
I'm thinking plug it up.
And you also got to plug up that hole too.
I'm good with plugging both those
These
up.
two here are already plugged. Those are fancy plugs, see?
Oh yeah, they are pretty.
Those are genuine S&S plugs. That's why they're zinc plated like that.
Mm.
Okay, so how do you want to get rid of the protrusions there that are in the way?
Well, that one, guess we'd machine that right off of there.
You want me to machine it? I'm thinking more like grinding.
Oh, grindage, yes.
Let me put my earplugs in for that.
That'll work.
Who's that? Ready to go cut. You're wasting time over there. Deburring's important. There you go, boss be gone. What about these other ones?
Knock them down.
You want those to go away too?
For sure.
Don't crush it too much in the vise. Cold back here. You go one direction, you go the other way, it knocks off the radius like that. Almost like it was made that way. Wool catches chips real good.
Chip catcher.
Yep. There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Looks like that now when it's done. There you go. Next.